If you spend so much money at a casino that the owner of that casino wants to meet you, that should be a sign for you to stop spending money. Ever want to step up to a table, gamble your money, start with, man, this is going to be a fun night, and end with, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go home to my house because I took out a second mortgage. His money, blew his money on alcohol, and turned around and went, it's their fault. Let's play this one hand of blackjack. Let's go. Okay, hit me. I bust. Oh well, I guess that goes a home down payment. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. If you know me, you know who I am. If you don't, my name is Trey Fab. I like to make react content, whether that be to TikTok, drama, YouTube nonsense. I also like to make different content involving basketball, different basketball creators, and the modern NBA in general. So if you like basketball insight, I'm the guy for you. If you like brain rot, I'm the guy for you. With that being said, today we're going to be reacting to the man who lost $204 million on a trip to Vegas. Now, I'm going to be traveling to Vegas to watch WrestleMania, to enjoy the scenery with my wife, because it's kind of like our honeymoon. So, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and watch somebody who lost more money than I might ever see ever in a single trip to Vegas, because that is insane. But let's get this started.
In 2007, 20% of Caesars Palace Casino revenue came from one single person, Terrence Watanabe. Born 1957 in Omaha, Nebraska, Terrence began life as the son of Harry Watanabe, who founded one of the most successful carnival suppliers in American history, called the Oriental Trading Company. At the age of 15, Terrence began working for his father, and by the age of 20, Terrence had been given the role of CEO, after which he'd add an incredible amount to the business. By shifting the focus toward party products, Terrence was able to grow the business from 17 local stores to a company generating $25 million per month. The only problem was
$25 million per month? I understand that's gross and that's not net, but $25 million from your company per month? That's impressive. Holy shit.
As Terrence had spent most of his life doing so, and had therefore experienced almost nothing outside of work. The job was all-consuming, say former associates. He traveled for long stretches of time examining merchandise in Asia. He never married. His sister and others who know him say they don't believe he ever had a significant romantic relationship. This was his life, that company. It engulfed him. Having burnt out by the age of 43, Terrence put his share of the company up for sale, eventually selling for an undisclosed amount in October 2000, after which the goal was to have a charitable and fun retirement. Mr. Watanabe said his plan was to throw himself into his philanthropic work and have more fun. If it's not fun, it's not worth doing, Mr. Watanabe told his hometown newspaper, the Omaha World Herald, in 2000. He then created the Terry K. Watanabe Charitable Trust before donating millions to AIDS and cancer research, as well as various political causes. However, having worked all day every day for over 20 years in a complex business,
oh my god. Please tell me this guy is just a scammer. I don't want him to be a scammer. I'm just saying, for him to do all this money for research, to different charitable causes, to donate all this money to different things, to open a trust fund for different people, just for him to lose a shit ton of money at a fucking craps table would blow me away. Please, just let him be a scammer. Let it be a Nigerian prince shit. You can't tell me he lost that much money actually gambling it away. That would be insane.
Terrence found little satisfaction in this new line of work. Donations from his foundation grew, but he soon became restless. Several business ideas, including opening a restaurant, went nowhere. He didn't know what to do with his time, says his sister, and as the old saying goes, an idle mind is the devil's playground. With nothing else to do, Terry began a new hobby of spending large amounts of cash, purchasing one of Omaha's largest and most notable homes, which featured 9 bedrooms, 18 bathrooms, a gourmet kitchen, a custom wine cellar, and a 3-story elevator.
I don't understand this. I will never understand this, okay? I don't think I'm ever going to touch a fraction of that amount of money. This is not me saying that I'm not going to try my hardest to be successful, whether that be at the degree I'm going for in college right now or this YouTube shit. I want to try to be successful. I want to be as successful as I can. I don't go into something unless I know that I'm going to try my hardest to be successful at it, even if I don't achieve it. Failure's a part of life. You're going to fail. You're probably going to fail 100 times. This may be a failure, okay? My goal is to make React content, blow up to making IRL content. I'm going to show you guys a little bit flair of that when I go to Vegas and look at my YouTube shorts, like I said. And then just do as much content as I can that's going to satisfy you guys. Don't make it stagnant. Don't make it boring. Just make it fresh. And that's my goal, is just to give you my personality. I would say on paper, but on the screen. But if I can't do that, this ends up failing, this ends up falling on his face. It is what it is. But I'm going to put as much time into it as I can. As long as I can. If it's not affecting me, my marriage, my life, if I have the time to do so, I'm going to do it. And I said in my videos before, if it gets to the point where I just have to let this go, you will get a goodbye video from me where I probably will tear up. But until that time comes, we're running strong and we're nowhere near that point yet. But I don't care how successful I am. I'm never going to need 9 bathrooms. Or, I'm sorry, 18 bathrooms. Not 9. My bad, 18. And 9 bedrooms. This doesn't a 3-story elevator. Am I going to a hotel or am I going to a home? What is the point of 18 bathrooms in a single home? Even if you have diarrhea, buddy, you just need about 3 at the most. Okay? I don't care how bad your bowel movement is or how much you need to go cuckoo caca. 3 bathrooms. More than enough.
But it was rather a venue near this mansion that became his biggest financial danger. Terry began to travel across the border from Omaha to Council Bluffs, Iowa, so he could gamble at the Caesars Horseshoe Casino, which is self-described on its website as a true gambler's paradise, featuring an expansive round-the-clock casino floor, an 18-table poker room, a full-service Caesars sportsbook, and one-of-a-kind gaming areas. Terrence became, quote, one of the casino's top customers and began devoting himself to gambling full-time as his primary income and livelihood source. However, with his level of disposable income, hosts at the Iowa casinos encouraged Mr. Watanabe to play at the Rio and other Harrah's-owned casinos in Las Vegas. Having struggled to launch any new businesses, Terrence began to frequent Las Vegas beginning in 2005, where his existing gambling habit was intensified and joined with a drinking habit, satisfied only by a luxury vodka brand called Jewel of Russia, which retailed at over $200 per bottle. In that very same year, billionaire Steve Wynn opened the Luxury Wynn Las Vegas, and by 2006, 1 year later, Terrence had spent so much money at the venue that the two arranged to meet.
Nah, that's crazy. Nah. That's crazy. If you spend so much money at a casino that the owner of that casino wants to meet you, that should be a sign for you to stop spending money. What do you mean? That's crazy. There's no way. That's a sign for me. Okay, I would never have this amount of money, but if I'm spending money anywhere and the owner wants to meet me and it's nothing but handshakes and good times when he meets me, I'm literally walking away and going, fuck, I need to stop. Ain't nobody wanting to meet you because you're costing them money. Let me tell you that. They're meeting you because you giving them money. And man, do they love it. So, damn, bro, that's crazy.
Steve concluded that Terrence was a, quote, compulsive gambler and alcoholic, leading Steve to ban Terry from the casino. However, given this was no fix for Terry's addiction, this simply became an opportunity for other venues in the area. Terry decided to take his money over to Caesars Palace, where a marketing executive promised to give him substantially more advantageous arrangements.
Okay, I know this was during COVID. Okay? I know this was during COVID. Putting a mask on a statue is weird behavior. Very weird behavior. All right. This was during COVID, right? I'm not just making shit up. Like, they don't actually just do this. Like, there's no significant meeting. What is it? Caesar's Palace statue. Okay. Now we say mask. Yeah, I don't. Okay. Wearing a mask. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I'm sorry, that's cringe. That's a little cringe, if you ask me. And it's a big cringe, brother. It's a big cringe.
Arrangements than the Win, with respect to player comps, rebates, and other incentives, after which the casino created specifically designed incentives to keep Terry gambling at their venue. He was given tickets to the Rolling Stones, $12,500 a month for airfare, and $500,000 in credit at the gift stores. Harrah's also offered 15% cash back on table losses greater than $500,000, special high-limit games, and other incentives.
This is fucking crazy. This is fucking crazy. I feel like there has to be a $204 million. We're going to get to it. He's definitely going to get to it. He's going to let us know exactly how that happened. I mean, we're seeing it as it progresses. He just blows that much money at one sitting. But one thing I need to say, and I need to bring this up really badly. When it comes to gambling, you have to know your limits, right? You have to realize, how much am I putting into, how much am I taking out? How much am I getting to how much am I losing? And if you're putting in $1 million and you haven't gotten that much back, you should stop. You should stop. It should stop. It should never even get that high. I like to gamble myself when it comes to sports books. I gamble on sports. I have a limit on how much I'm allowed to lose per month. I have to be at a net of 200, right? That's how much I have to make sure I'm at. So there's some months where I'm actually really great and I'll get like $500 in that, and that's awesome. And then there's some months that are really bad where I get 200. That means my bets didn't go through. As soon as that happens, I stop. Some months I break even and I'm not allowed to gamble the following month because I have to be at a net 200. I tell myself that all the time because I don't want to get to the point where I'm losing money. You go to FanDuel and you see these people on FanDuel, it will show you your payout. It will show you how much money you get, like gross or net, not gross, net. How much money you have gotten as far as you have bet. And you have seen all these people. If you're in the green, that means you've bet money. Yeah, but this is how much in the green you are from the money you betted. And there's so many people that are in the red. Negative. I've seen people negative 10K. I've seen people negative 15. I've seen people negative almost 100 in FanDuel. This shit can be addicting. Parlays are probably not the best when it comes to betting. Definitely not. I like to do moneyline parlays, but I'll do like 2 legs. Okay? But those aren't the best. And do you guys know this? This is crazy. Do you know that most of the money, over 50% of the money that these sports books get is from parlays? From you sports guys out there. It's from parlays. So if you took parlays away tomorrow, a lot of these FanDuel places like that, they go bankrupt. It's not winning. It is not winning. With me telling you that, that means there are way more losers than winners. It might not be you. And keep in mind, when I bet, it's usually 2 legs, 3 at the most. And they're not locks. I say they're locks. I tell my wife they're locks. They can be locks. But it doesn't mean it's absolutely going to happen. You need to be mindful of yourself when you're gambling. You need to know when your limit is and when to stop. You don't want to keep pushing yourself to keep going when you don't know when exactly, your floor is going to hit and now you're fucked. It's one thing to lose some money and you go away sad. It's another thing to lose some money and you lose your livelihood, your house, your home, your car. So know your limit. That's it. You should always know your limit. Whenever you're stepping up to a table, you never, ever, ever want to step up to a table, gamble your money, start with, man, this is going to be a fun night, and end with, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go home to my house because I took out a second mortgage. That should not happen.
Mr. Watanabe resided for free in a 3-bedroom suite at Caesars, had access to his favorite bartender, and was constantly surrounded by attendants to serve his every need, such as a 7-course meal from the casino's Bradley Ogden restaurant, delivered to him while he was gambling, with these attendants later telling legendary stories about his behavior while gambling. Al DeLeon and Christian Kunda, 2 of Mr. Watanabe's personal handlers at Caesars, say he had thousands of Tiffany gift boxes filled with $50 gift cards or $100 gift coins that he would hand out to bartenders, nightclub operators, security guards, and others. They say he once told a security guard to go to a supermarket and buy every cut of steak, and then proceeded to hand them out to employees. Caesars Palace high rollers of this magnitude are often given exclusive loyalty program status called 7-Star, where members are wowed by all the fantastic benefits afforded to them, with additional rewards and all-round bigger and better perks. Yet the casino then literally created a new tier above this called Chairman, of which only Terrence Watanabe had the status of joining. Having been handed what you might call the ultimate life, Terry decided to stay in Vegas, yet with no intervention and nothing else to do, the severity of his habit began to get out of control. Several employees say Mr. Watanabe would stay at the tables for up to 24 hours, sometimes losing as much as $5 million in a single binge. He was allowed to play 3 blackjack hands simultaneously, with a $50,000 limit for each hand.
That's crazy. I don't care about high roller tables, bro. That's crazy. One hand? Would you guys like to play one hand of blackjack with me? Fuck yeah, let's go. Okay, let's play this one hand of blackjack. Let's go. Okay, hit me. I bust. Oh well, I guess that goes a home down payment. Like, what are we talking about?
And if you won, Mr. Watanabe says he regularly handed out to Caesar's employees bundles of $100 bills that could total as much as $20,000. In the meantime, Terry was visited by a former casino host from his hometown who explained that Terry appeared disoriented and couldn't remember the conversations they'd had in the past. He'd add that Terry was often seen stumbling around the casino or falling asleep at tables placed right beside loud nightclub music, yet the most notable observation regarded the type of machines that Terry liked to play. According to one of his former assistants, Terrence rejected any skill-based casino game like poker and instead gravitated toward games with low odds, including roulette and slots.
That is... Roulette and slots. Roulette and slots. Are you fucking serious? The two things that literally just involve luck. Only luck. You're gonna put millions of dollars on these two things? You got to be kidding me. What? There's no way.
He was considered a house player because slots...
All the money in the world. You have all the money in the world. Millions of dollars. I know there's billionaires. I understand that we might have a trillionaire soon. I think I read an article that said we're going to have upwards to 5 trillionaires in the next decade, which is insane. But that's not the point. What I'm getting at is they said 204 million, right? He has millions upon millions. So to me, that's all the money in the world. All the money is just a saying that's like, listen, you're able to retire tomorrow, never work again, and live a lavish lifestyle. That's all the money in the world. Even though there are definitely people that have more money than you. You could pay somebody to teach you how to play poker, the best poker expert, teach you how to play, become the best at it, and play a game that involves skill and get you more money back. If gambling is really something you want to get into, he said his life was boring. He said he was lacking motive. His sister was talking about how he was lacking motive and stuff like that, lacking things he wanted to do, and he had too much downtime. Okay, poker. All right. I watch ESPN at times, and when it's like an off season of sports, there's like a middle ground when there's no football, there's no basketball, there's some baseball, and soccer's kind of on the down end, where ESPN will put on random shit like bowling, and they'll put on random shit like horse races, and they'll put on poker. Do you know how many times I turned on ESPN? It's like, oh, damn, it must be like the off season of everything. So we got poker, right? I'll turn on poker. It'll be like 10 a.m. I'll come back at 4 p.m. It'll still be going on. You really want to play something that's going to drain your time, give you motive, and really be worth it? Why don't you do poker? There's nothing that's going to drain your time. It's just going to drain your bank account like roulette and house games. That's not going to drain your time. Roulette and slots? Like, okay, $10,000 on this pool. Ring. That's gone. $10,000 on this pool. Ring. That's gone. You're not wasting time. You're wasting your wallet. Why don't you do something that involves skill? That's crazy. Holy shit.
Roulette are house games. They have terrible odds for the player, and the way he played blackjack, he made it a house game. He made such bad decisions on the blackjack table, but it was only when his brother and sister came to visit for Thanksgiving 2007 that he talked about just how much these bad choices had cost him. In the 11 months since the beginning of the year, Terrence Watanabe had lost $127 million.
I'm sorry, I lose $127 in gambling. I am done for the entire couple months. That's just it. That's done for me. I told you guys I do sports books. I lose $127. I'm probably done for 2-3 months at that point. That's $127 million? Are you fucking kidding me?
Under the assumption that Terry had more money somewhere, the casino then gave him a $17 million loan, although this by itself should have been a sign that he was almost out of money. On the 23rd of January 2008, just weeks after telling family about his losses, Terrence put his Omaha mansion up for sale while continuing to chase his losses in Vegas. He managed to sell the home for a price of $2.66 million, however, at this point it was already too late. Terrence Watanabe was completely out of money. He'd wagered $4.2 million in 2005, $81 million in 2006, $825 million in 2007, and when his family brought him back to Omaha.
How do you spend upwards of $1 billion, close to $1 billion, 800 million on gambling? And not even smart fucking slots, bro. That kills me. That kills me. Slots, bro. If you really wanted to do something with your time, poker, man, something that involves some skill, slots, bro. Are you serious?
In early 2008, Terry had lost more than anybody else in Las Vegas history, with a 3-year trip costing him a total of $204 million.
You never want to be on that list. That is a terrible list to be on. You're on a list of the person that has lost the most money in Vegas at a single time. That is insane.
To make matters worse, Terrence had no job or income yet still owed the casino $14.7 million, after which Terry put the blame back onto Caesars, stating that his losses were their fault. Mr. Watanabe alleges that during this period, Haraz not only didn't make him leave when he was drunk, but applied him with alcohol and prescription drugs to encourage him to stay and gamble, leading Terry to launch a lawsuit against the casino. Court documents explain Caesars served Mr. Watanabe 2 to 3 750ml bottles of Jewel of Russia vodka per day every day.
I mean, this is not the casino's fault. You're a grown-ass man. You can make your own decisions. This man walked into a casino, lost his money, blew his money on alcohol, and turned around and went, "It's their fault. I'm suing them," even though he owes them. What the?
No Caesars employee ever limited or cut off Mr. Watanabe's drinking, despite the fact that he was almost always visibly severely intoxicated when he was being served while gambling. On at least one occasion at Caesars in 2007, a concerned companion of Mr. Watanabe, Stuart Mitchell, pulled aside his cocktail waitress and pled with her to water down Mr. Watanabe's drinks. The cocktail waitress refused and curtly responded, "Terry gets whatever he wants." Mr. Watanabe had at least 2 drinks at his table at all times, so that he could be kept in a constant state of intoxication while gambling. Mr. Watanabe's photographs were posted in the employees-only section of the casino in order to ensure all employees recognized him and never refused him anything. Caesars employees never attempted to limit or cut off Mr. Watanabe's drinking or restrict his gambling because they understood that any interference with his drinking or gambling could cost them their job.
Now we can say this is fucked behavior by the casino, you know? We can say this is fucked behavior, but again, it's your money, it's your actions. Give him whatever he wants. You're asking for the drink. You're asking to play. And let's be honest, Mr. Watanabe, you were going to play whether or not you were sober or intoxicated. We all know that.
In response to the lawsuit, a spokesperson for the casino stated, "We're in the gambling business. We had no reason to believe that Terry Watanabe was anything other than a big player with huge resources who made an adult decision to bet the money he did. Are we going to provide an environment that keeps him very happy? Of course we are." The casino then launched criminal proceedings against Terry, meaning that on top of everything, he was now facing up to 28 years in prison for the unpaid $14 million. An article was then published in the months that followed, announcing that both Terry and the casino had each dropped their lawsuits. However, Terry's life never recovered afterwards.
My name is Terry Watanabe. I've been diagnosed with prostate cancer.
On the 29th of July 2017, Terry announced that he had cancer, hoping to raise $100,000 on GoFundMe for treatment, with a description reading, "I've accepted my situation and do not pity myself. But my hope is that you'll find it in your heart to forgive me for my past and help me live long enough to help others in the future." Attached was a video talking about how bad things have become.
I unfortunately don't have the funds to survive. I'm almost homeless. I have no medical insurance.
Although despite this, he was unable to reach his goal, yet still managing to raise an impressive $28,000. In January 2020, Terry joined Twitter before stating, "Today I try to live a good life and be a good man. Despite my past flaws and mistakes, I've always sought to do good and help people. I hope I can still have a positive impact on those in the future by sharing my story, both highs and lows, funny and sad moments," showing that Terry, quite impressively, now took full responsibility for his own mistakes.
See, that was a depressing ending, but it had a little bit of a good ending there. He accepted his responsibility for his mistakes. He realized that he messed up. He realized that he shouldn't have done what he's done. And that's all we can do, right? That's all we can do is understand the mistakes that we've made. Realize that we can't change them, but we can change who we are moving forward. So that had a little bit of a cheerful ending at the end there. Hopefully he's all right. You know, I'm not gonna feel bad for him because he blew millions upon millions of dollars, but I am going to respect the man for understanding where he messed up, how he messed up, and where he can go moving forward as far as fixing his living situation and fixing his situation in general. Like, I respect any man or any person that's willing to accept responsibility for actions they commit. You guys see me call out nonsensical people on here all the time who does dumb shit. And, you know, I had a comment the other day that says, you know, do you feel like you're just better than these people? Of course, no. I don't feel like I'm better than these people. I will call people out like Jack Doherty. I'll call people out like, what's his face? Man, I forgot his name. That's so sad. The kid in Korea that's getting in trouble for Johnny Somali. I'll call people out like that because they don't learn and they continue to do the same shit that they're not going to stop doing because it brings them money. So I will call them out and I will be aggressive and I'll be mean towards them. I was a little mean towards this guy in the beginning. The reason I let up at the end is because he learned his mistakes. He realized he fucked up, learned his mistakes, and now he's just trying to rebuild probably his family and his life. So I respect that. Good video. Good video. If you guys like the content, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you want me to react to, and I will. But until next time, friends, I love you. I'll see you. Goodbye. Deuces.